Arsenal have went back-to-back seasons challenging for a Premier League title, and this season even closer than last. Whether they get the title or not this year, the consensus for many Arsenal fans is that this Mikel Arteta project and era is taking off and looks very promising. Losing only one Premier League game in 2024 with an impressive record against the Big Six, going undefeated against the Big Six, even winning against Manchester City and Liverpool. But the progression of Mikel Arteta is also seen in London derbies. In 24 London derbies, Arteta has won 17, drawn 5 and lost 2, scoring 59 goals and only conceding 21, with some of the highlights from this run being a 5-0 thrashing of Crystal Palace, beating West Ham 6-0 to record our biggest ever Premier League away victory, then going on in the same week to beat Chelsea 5-0 at the Emirates and go 3-0 up against our North London derby rivals Tottenham Hotspur in the same week, with that win against Tottenham giving Mikel Arteta his 100th Premier League win as a manager, the youngest to reach this milestone. So with all that being said about Mikel Arteta and this Arsenal squad, why is online discourse continuing to push the narrative that Arsenal have no world-class players? In this video, I'll address all of that and address the main question: do Arsenal have any world-class players? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. Let's go!
I'm really in my zone. All my niggas getting cheese like it's provolone. They ain't with us at the bottom, so they'll never know. Even through trial and error, gotta keep yourself composed. Feel like me, little bitch, I'm chasing all my dreams.
Yes, people, without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, like I said, to the channel down below. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. If you like Arsenal content, this is the place for you. Or if you just like football content in general, I have Euros content coming up this summer as well, so stay tuned to the channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know if you want to see more of these videos out on my channel. I could do other teams if you want me to do it. Just let me know what you want to see, and it's done. But without further ado, let's answer this question. So before we even go into if Arsenal have any world-class players, we must define what is a world-class player, or what makes a player world-class. And for me, that is being a top 5 player in your position. Really and truly top 3, but in and around that top 5, because I think in a game of football where sometimes positions change so much, some players play off the left and off the right, some players play up top, some players play all around in midfield. It's very difficult to pinpoint one position for some of these players. But if you're a top 5 player in that position, you are considered, for me, a world-class player. So without further ado, with me giving my definition of what a world-class player is, do Arsenal have any world-class players? Let's start off with the first one, and a very controversial one for many people, but not to me, is Bukayo Saka. A player that has divided world opinion. Many look at his game and try to pick holes in it. But when you really look at Saka, he is undoubtedly a world-class player, or at bare minimum, a world-class talent. The progression of his game under Mikel Arteta is evident in not only the eye test, becoming more effective finisher and dribbler with the left or right foot, but his stats are eye-catching for a 22-year-old. His stats have gotten better and better for the last 4 seasons, stepping up as Arsenal's main goal contributor for Arsenal's 2 title pushes. According to TNT Sports, only 3 players have posted 25 plus goal contribution seasons in each of the last 2 Premier League seasons, and that's Erling Haaland, Mohamed Salah, and Bukayo Saka. This makes him the youngest player since Wayne Rooney 2005, 2006, 2007 to achieve this feat. Some may push narratives about inflated stats and penalties and stuff like that. Well, I'm here to debunk that as well. Bukayo Saka only has 6 goals from the penalty spot this year out of his 20 goal tally, ranking him in the top 20 percentile in Europe's top 5 leagues for non-penalty goals. The underlying stats also show Saka's true value and ability. Saka ranks inside the top 15 percentile for shot creating actions, assists, non-penalty expected goals and assists for all attacking midfielders and wingers according to Football Reference. He averages 5 progressive carries per 90, as well as ranking in the top 1 percentile for Europe's most progressive passes received, with nearly 15 per 90. This shows how integral Bukayo is to Arteta's side, even contributing defensively with 2.5 tackles and interceptions per 90, ranking him in the top 10 percentile for wingers, showing the selflessness he has to contribute towards team success. Saka this season was the third most fouled player in the Premier League this year, being able not to only draw contact but to be able to create many situations for his team from set pieces and winning those abilities. Now, you can say what you want about Bukayo Saka, but he's undeniably world class. The stats show it, the evolution of the player has showed it, and you can't name me two other players in the Premier League on the right wing better than Bukayo. You can't name me 5 players better than him on the right wing in the world, really and truly. Honestly, it could be debated. It can be debated, but that's what this conversation is about. I think for me, Bukayo Saka is definitely a world-class player, undoubted, and he's definitely one of the top 5 right wingers in the world. The second player we have on our list is Martin Odegaard. Now, Odegaard since the age of 16 has been regarded as a world-class talent, joining Real Madrid as one of their youngest ever signings. But since joining Arsenal and settling down, Odegaard has not only taken over as a leader for the club, but arguably being our best player. 15 goals and 7 assists last season, and now 11 goals and 11 assists in all competitions this year. But counting stats don't do this argument justice. The true ability of Odegaard isn't just displayed in underlying numbers, but just watch him play. Odegaard ranks in the top 6 percentile amongst midfielders for non-penalty goals, non-penalty expected goals, and non-penalty goals and assists. Shots, shot creating actions with nearly 6 per 90, ranking him inside the top 1 percentile, as well as progressive passes, touches in the attacking area, and progressive passes received, creating nearly 300 shot creating actions in the Premier League alone this year. Outstanding numbers. Outstanding. And stats, like I said, don't even do this player justice. Some of his passes this season have been jaw-dropping. The pass to Havertz for Havertz's first goal against Chelsea, his pass to Saka against Bayern, his pass against Brighton to Saka at the Emirates, and even Brighton last season at the Amex to find Martinelli running through on goal. Odegaard has performed in big games for Arsenal when needed as well, such as the Champions League game against Porto, and leading us in many league games since the turn of the year onto a league title push, playing himself into player of the season conversations not only for Arsenal but for the entire Premier League. Only Bruno Fernandes has created more chances according to StatMuse, even becoming the first player this season to create 50 plus chances from open play. As someone who's watched him play week in, week out, I cannot state the importance of Martin Odegaard to this side, whether that be as a leader of the press, a leader on the field, or just being a world-class player. When you see some of the things he could do on the pitch, his dribbling, his passing, the way he's able to communicate on the field, and the way he's been able to add goals and assists to his game over the last couple of seasons, there's no doubt that Martin Odegaard has to be regarded as one of the top talents in the world. And for me, undoubtedly, a world-class player. Since the Neymar transfer to PSG, the transfer market has been through the roof with inflated prices. There are 11 players since 2017 alone who went for £100 million, and arguably Declan Rice is one of only 3 to hit the ground running, and let alone do it in the Premier League. Coming from West Ham to a team off the back of their first title charge in nearly 2 decades, the pressure was on Declan Rice's shoulders massively, with many questioning whether he was worth the fee that West Ham asked for. But after only a month of playing football, all of those questions and all of those doubts went out through the window. The way Declan Rice was able to transform Arsenal's midfield defensively, solidifying the defensive structure while also being allowed to adventure forward in a new territory as a progressive 8 for Mikel Arteta's side, the way Declan Rice has been able to add that dynamism to his of driving with the ball as well as taking corners, he has developed tremendously in just 1 season under Mikel Arteta. Rice's passing and control for me has been one of the standouts from this season, adding that to his repertoire of being an outstanding ball winner and destroyer for West Ham. Rice attempts 66 passes per 90 according to Football Reference, with nearly 90% pass accuracy, attempting nearly 8 progressive passes per 90 and over 2 progressive carries per 90. Rice has 7 goals and 10 assists this season in all competitions, easily his best tallies to date, off the back of a massive transfer and silencing all the doubters, and even playing himself into PFA Player of the Year contention, and even being a lot of people's hands-on favourite to win Arsenal's Player of the Year. So when you have a player who comes in for £100 million, hits the ground running, and transforms a title-pushing side, what more can you say to a player like that? Undoubtedly for me, Declan Rice is world class. I think Arsenal defensively are as good as anyone in Europe, probably the world right now. This quote from Jeremy Carragher sums up Arsenal this season, and for me, sums up the identity of Mikel Arteta and how he has built this squad going forward. Since last season's rock and roll style of football, we've seen Arsenal take a more pragmatic approach to the game of football, but one that has held us in good steadfast as we found a more sustainable way to challenge for a league title, and it's no doubt down to these two men, Gabriel and William Saliba. In previous years, Arsenal were labelled bottlers, soft, having no cojones. Now, Arsenal have changed the narrative of the perspective of the club, and that's with the help of both Gabriel and Saliba. Now, I wanted to do an argument of both of them separately, but as a duo, you just can't separate them. Because throughout this season and last season, each of them have had their stretches where they were regarded as the best centre-back in the league. Yes, go back and check. Yes, go back and watch the games. Each of them have stretches this season, period-long stretches, where they were absolutely outstanding themselves. Arsenal have kept 18 Premier League clean sheets in 38 games this season. The next best team has 13. They also have the least amount of goals conceded with 29 this season compared to last season's 43 goals. Saliba ended the season playing every single minute in the Premier League for Arsenal, earning Man of the Match awards for outstanding displays at the Etihad, at Anfield, and even Old Trafford, some of the toughest places to go for Arsenal over recent years. But for a lot of moments this season, Gabriel has proved his worth as being one of those top centre-backs in the world. The way he commanded the backline with Saliba, organizing and communicate while also being the steel and warrior we needed was so impressive. For example, Erling Haaland had an accumulated XG of 0.24 across 3 appearances against the Gunners this season. With them at the back, Arsenal managed some of the best defensive stats for the squad in years, with a 0.79 XG per 90, a whole 0.8 better than the league average. Arsenal have taken another step towards being one of the elite teams in the world, and these two are massive in them taking that leap. So now you tell me, do Arsenal have world-class players? Are any of the players I mentioned world-class in your idea, or are they on the way there, or are they not close at all and they need more time to get there? And if they're not there yet, what makes them get there in the coming years or after next season? Now for me, all of these players I mentioned, to be honest, have to be in a world-class conversation. You don't go back-to-back seasons pushing for a Premier League title in such a competitive league and looking so dominant on the way there. Yes, people are going to say, oh, we're bottlers from last year and oh, we didn't get it over the line this year. But just look at some of the results over these last 2 seasons for Arsenal Football Club. We've dominated a lot of opposition teams and we're the only team to push Man City this close over the last 2 years. Yes, we know Liverpool in the years before, but now over the last 2 seasons, especially with Jurgen Klopp leaving, we've seemed to taken that next step to surpass Liverpool as the next club up. So for you, do Arsenal have any world-class players, or are they not there yet? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you find this video interesting, and let me know if I should do any more on the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.